Hey again, guys. Do you know what I like to do before I start my work day? I like to look at some baseball cards. Guess who's back? Back again. That's right. The collector is back. It's the rise of the collector again. Man, these card prices are coming down, and it's fantastic. Especially the modern cards. I mean, you could pick up these rookie cards of these young, good players for next to nothing. And most of the vintage cards have come down too. Obviously, except for the big ones. Rise of the collector, baby. I think it's being noticed. How about you? Hey, I have here an NFL star, Taylor Swift. Man, I've never seen anybody take over the NFL like this woman. Now, is this the end of her music career? Because all her songs are about bad breakups and bad boyfriends. If this works out, she won't have anything left to sing about. Alright, my daughter is like all into Taylor Swift. I mean, just obsessed. So she just went to her movie and got this poster. They call it a poster. It's an 8x10. And I guess they have these Swiftie bracelets, right? I call them Swiftie bracelets, but they're friendship bracelets that they make, and then they hand them out to each other. And my daughter got one that was from a staffer, and that's like an extra special friendship bracelet. So I decided to make, I had her and my wife made Swiftie bracelets for all the misfits. And she made me one that says the Mangini Collection. So I'm officially a Swiftie. Now, a good friend of mine from back home, he and his wife adopted a child from another country. They're from this country, I guess. Or they are now, anyway. It was a young couple, and they got pregnant, and so they knew the young couple, and they made arrangements to adopt this baby and to go through the pregnancy with them. And this little girl is the most spoiled little girl in the history of the planet. She is just so spoiled. She's a beautiful little girl. They have pictures all over the house that were professionally done, like a little model. So I say that to let you know how blessed she is. So they take her to a Taylor Swift concert, and somebody grabs her and says, "Come to the front for a minute. We have something for you." And Taylor Swift comes down singing and walks right up to her and hands her her hat. And she's so excited. And then she comes back after the concert, asks her to stick around, and signs the hat for her. And my daughter saw this. They posted the video on Facebook, and she's just dying. She's so jealous. So Taylor Swift, man. So since congratulations to Arizona and Texas, not two teams you see in the World Series all the time, so I'm excited about that. And I thought I would share this with you from Arizona's last World Series star, Luis Gonzalez. This is his jersey that he gave to my wife. My wife worked for GNC, and she signed all the talent. And so she knew Luis very well. He was a sponsor of GNC, and I remember one time she arranged for an interview, I believe it was ESPN, and I was over at my friend's house with her, and we were hanging out one day, and she's like, "Can you turn on the TV for me? I gotta watch something." So it was Luis Gonzalez. He was being interviewed, and he was doing a sponsorship. And then right after the interview, my wife's phone rings, and she answers it, and he had called her. And my friend's like, "Is that the guy we just watched on TV? That's so cool." So anyway, he signed this, and he signed it to my wife, and it says, "Thanks for all the hard work with GNC. All my best, Luis Gonzalez." Now I know Lou Rock doesn't like when I bring up his name. Broke his Yankees' hearts. Alright, guys. I have a really great card to add to my... Let me put on my white glove. A set that I can add. Another set that I can add for my goal of getting at least one baseball card from every vintage baseball card set. And let me show it to you. It's one of the earliest baseball cards ever made. And they made different versions of this. And this is the 1881 MF Tobin. 1881. And it's a generic baseball card that shows little kids playing ball. And the one kid, I think, is getting attacked by a dog. Now, over here, they had different advertising on them. So all the ones I've ever seen are unique. And this has a 1 because it was apparently put in an album. You could see 4 little spots there, but in really nice shape. A little bit of paper loss on the 1. But the others are just kind of stained, looks like. Anyway, they would put different advertising in here. Now this particular one is interesting because it says reward for good attendance. And it looks like it's handwritten. I can't tell if it's printed on the card or if it was written in there. So I'm not sure if they made these blank too, maybe to hand out at schools. If anybody out there knows any kind of history on this, and I doubt anybody would, nobody's alive from the 1880s. But if you do, if you know anything about this, please share it with me. But I thought this was really cool, and I specifically wanted this one that didn't have the advertising, but had that attendance, reward for good attendance, rather. I thought that was really cool. So I get to add another vintage set, and from the 1800s. So I'm really excited about that. Now, also got mentioned, I showed another one of these, and I mentioned that I had ordered this one, and the seller sent me the wrong one and allowed me to keep it, which was very gracious of him. And that's J.D. McCarthy, Joe Morgan postcard that's signed. And I've really gotten into these. This is what they look like on the back. They made these over many years. I believe at the stadiums. Not 100% sure, but I've shown my mantles and got some Al Kalines. Now I have 2 Joe Morgans. And man, I got this Aaron Nola. Beautiful. Beautiful refractor there. You know I'm addicted to these refractors all of a sudden. And I've been wanting this card for a long time. And since he's out of favor and nobody wants him anymore, got this Mike Trout. My man George over at Diamond Yard Sports Cards turned me on to this, and I've been looking for one ever since. And the prices are finally cheap enough. It's in beautiful condition too. And I've been picking up some of this guy, Tony Pollard, for the Cowboys. Here's a canvas. I love the canvas. Don't know why. Somebody had sent me the red version of this, and I have it. They sent it with an order I had. I guess they didn't think he was going to be good. Just threw it in, but has a little nicked corner. For a modern card, that kind of bothers me. But here's the regular. And I love the select football. And I got a jersey. He's a nice running back. So, hey, that's what I have for you. I guess I better get to work. Thanks for watching.